Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Find light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy.
Hey, this is your girl, Mrs. Gray, and you're watching Miss Gray TV. And I hope your day is full of blessings, love, and joy. So today, I want to talk about married with medicine. So we're going to get just right into it. First, I want to say, I don't think violence is the answer to anything. Personally, I've never been a person to be violent. I can think of a lot of times where I've turned the other cheek. You know, I might have got hit, but didn't return the violence back. And I can honestly say, in me doing that, I have grown to be a woman that is kind of proud that I haven't done that. Because at the end of the day, what it boils down to is what God thinks of me and what He will allow as far as me getting blessings because I turned the other cheek. So with all of that said, I understand why Mariah got upset. And I understand, before we get on that, how, I think it was the episode before, she said to her mom, something about, you know, these are all of Aiden's work, you know, colleagues and people he worked with. And she's like, you don't need to tell your mother how to act. And I agree with her mother too, because you shouldn't tell your mother how to act. But I understood why she said that. Now, when her sister came in there and told her that Toya had been discussing her child and the circumstances about her child, about her husband adopting Lauren, which is her daughter's name, and her daughter not knowing to somebody that was at the salon, I thought that was just so low blow. Now, I went to the Married to Medicine website on Bravo, and I read their blogs and to get their reaction on what exactly they thought about the situation after the fact, now that it has aired. And Carrie, she's like, she was upset because people said she was snobbish. To me, she is kind of snobbish. But however, I want to say that I don't think that should have took place in her house, no. And I think Carrie was upset because that happened at her house and she was embarrassed, and I think it's more embarrassment that this happened around their colleagues. Second, I don't think she should have thrown Mariah out, because at the end of the day, it was supposed to be her husband's birthday and Mariah's husband's birthday, and they were supposed to be celebrating together. And I think at the end of the day, she should have, like Mariah said in her own blog, pulled her aside. If they have been friends for 4 years, pull her aside and let her know, to find out what was going on and what happened. But she didn't do that. She kicked her out. And I understand she doesn't have a tolerance for violence, as Carrie said in her blog, but at the same time, that is supposed to be your friend, and sometimes you have to sometimes a real friend should be able to set certain feelings aside and find out what is really going on with your friend. Like, why are you acting like this if that's what you want to do? Now, Mariah's mother, Lucy, went up to Toya during the party, and she had a few words or whatever, but I feel like, I don't know if they edited it out or what they did, but I feel like perhaps they should have, perhaps Lucy, Mariah's mom, Lucy, should have been more, I don't know, like not more understanding, but more clear about what she was trying to tell Toya that she knew. And I know she probably was trying to address it without really addressing it, because it was, I guess they said, like in the on the TV when I give you the information about the show, they said this big secret, but I don't think that's a secret that should be embarrassed, but I understand you don't want everybody in your business either. Mariah's reaction, I when stuff builds up, so everybody acts different. Mariah even said in her blog, she was acting like the lioness protecting her cub. And I get that. I have 3 lovely stepchildren. I really call them my children and not my stepchildren. And I don't think I would protect them too. I really would, if somebody was talking about them or had something bad to say about them. And the thing that made me angry during the show, before I read the blogs or whatever, is the fact that Toya lied to Dr. Simone and said that she didn't hit Mariah first, but she did. She threw that glass in her face and then swung, and then that's when Mariah hit her back. And I just think that's ridiculous and sad. I think it's really sad that it got to that level, but at the end of the day, you can never talk about somebody else's child and think that you're going to get away with it and that it's all right. I think then in Toya's blog, the other thing I want to bring up that obviously you couldn't see at the show, you had to read the cast blogs to see where everybody was at. Toya said that she never discussed with anybody, and she's saying that Mariah just is coming up with this stuff to make herself famous or extra famous or give her extra fame. But she said she never discussed, besides that one scene that we saw with her husband, and she said nobody else was around. But the point is, first of all, you are on camera. How is there nobody else around? The cameraman is around. So therefore, somebody is around if you're recording on a TV show. If that's something that she didn't discuss on the TV, why would you even discuss it on the TV with your husband? And that is the point that should be made. I don't understand how women tell somebody something in confidence, and then you go back and you go and just tell whoever you want to tell, open your mouth, whether it be your husband or not. I'm not saying that a wife shouldn't be able to discuss things with her husband, but you knew you were on a reality show. And you cannot go and just discuss people's business, something like that. And she said she had told Toya about this 2 years ago, 2 years prior. So why would you even discuss it? If it's something that happened 2 years ago, it doesn't make sense to be discussed. Toya also let us know in her blog that she was adopted, and that's why she wouldn't talk about it. But you did talk about it. You talked about it on the show with your husband, regardless if somebody else wasn't around. It wasn't something to be discussed in front of the camera and while you was rolling during a show. Also, I also think that at the very end, after Carrie kicked Mariah and them out, her husband came to her and he made the comment, and I think it was a very low blow. Regardless of what had just happened, you should never put your mouth on somebody else's relationship. And he made the comment that Aiden was going to divorce Mariah for all of this. And my thing is, I think anytime there's a situation or a fight, you should get to know what was going on and what happened and all of that stuff. Not make assumptions on somebody else's marriage because their wife, made a mistake and had a bad moment and did something she probably didn't want to do. And she even said she wasn't going to do because she said she would handle it the next day. And I just don't think that comment should have been made by him, because I think the worst thing you could ever do is put your mouth on somebody else's marriage. And I don't think God would be pleased with that. And I don't think anybody, them seeing that you call them their friends, you just denounce their marriage, because Mariah had a bad moment. That doesn't make any sense. You know, when you get married, it's for richer or for poor, for better or worse. You know, and every marriage has its faults, and everybody has their faults. Duncan is not, I don't think Duncan is perfect, nor Carrie is perfect, and their marriage might not be perfect, you know. And Mariah's marriage may not be perfect, and Mariah might not be perfect, and Aiden might not be perfect. But at the end of the day, when you make that vow, for better or worse, that was a worse moment. So you gonna divorce a person because they had a worse moment? That's not how marriage works. And I don't think that was appropriate for him to say. I am so excited for next week's Married to Medicine, and I'll probably bring this to you sooner. I'm sorry for the delay, the lateness. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more upbeat and not so serious doing these videos. So please subscribe to my page. Anything you guys want me to review or watch or discuss, any topics, I am working on trying to better my page and give you guys what you want to hear. You know, any shows that y'all want me to watch, let me know. And this is your girl, Mrs. Gray, at Miss Gray TV. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And I hope you have blessings, love, and joy. Deuces.
You're like ice, I see.